the side. See, it says negative, positive and signal. So that will be, this will be the negative, positive and then the signal. Now like I said before, the receiver needs to interpret the signal sent by the transmitter. For this you need to bind the transmitter to the receiver. Now in this case, the receiver has a binding switch. While pressing that, when you switch on the transmitter, the receiver will bind to it. But that depends on which transmitter you are using. And the procedure of binding will come within the transmitter's manual. Now I am going to connect the transmitter to the power, to the electric system of the aircraft and show you how each of these work. Now this receiver is already bound to this transmitter. Now I'm going to switch the transmitter on. There you go. And I'm going to connect the servo. Now I can connect them to any of these pins except channel number 3. Channel number 3 will always be reserved for the electronic speed controller. So let's connect it. I'm going to connect it to channel number 1. You can connect it to any of these channels except channel number 3. I'm going to connect the ESC to channel number 3. Okay, as you can see, the signal wire of the ESC is white, whereas in the servo it's yellow. And now I'm going to connect the battery to the electronic speed controller. This is an XT60 connector, but the battery we have has a Dean's connector. So therefore we are going to need a Dean's to XT60 converter. So let's connect the converter to the battery, right? And now we are going to connect the battery to the electronic speed controller. First we need to make sure that the transmitter is on. Okay, that's right. Now I'm going to connect it. Now because I fixed this to channel number 1, when I turn this, the servo should rotate. It works perfectly. So this is the way you need to connect a servo to the receiver. Now let's talk about the way you should mount the receiver when you're mounting it onto the plane. Now since the receiver has a long antenna, the antenna's wire should be placed as far away from the motor as possible. Because if this gets into contact with the propeller, then you're going to lose the radio signals. Therefore it should be as far from the motor as possible. And it also should be far away from the ESC as possible, as it can disrupt the signals. If you're connecting a motor to the ESC, the 3 wires of the motor should be connected to the 3 wires of the ESC, like so. And similar to the previous procedure, we need to connect the battery to the ESC and the third channel to the receiver. I'm going to connect it now. Right. So now when I take the transmitter, when I increase the throttle, the propeller works. So this is the basics of the radio transmitter and receiver. Thank you for watching this video.